I've recently been a little bit obsessed with buying these retro handheld game devices. So essentially there's a lot of these companies that kind of make these retro handheld game devices just like this one. This one's really cool because it fits in your pocket. I can carry it with me. It's about as big as one of the original Game Boy Colors. Really small. This one's kind of one of the original ones that started it all, but it's come from a company called Anbernic. And this is the RG40XX. This one plays up to PS1, but these have been my obsession lately. I've bought a few of them already. I've modded them and then sold them off to other people. So kind of a little bit of a side hustle there. But in doing that, I kind of got obsessed. Now this one is kind of the lowest one, but it plays up to PS1, which is really cool. And I was able to get it to play DS. Obviously, the Nintendo DS requires a touchscreen, so it's really not awesome for that. But anyways, for myself, I did purchase this RG40XX H. As you see right here, it's unopened. So we're gonna do a little bit of an unboxing today. This RG40XX H has a better processor than the 35 line, and it's also a horizontal game device, and it has the analog sticks, which this one does not. So it's better for PS1 play, it's better for PSP play, which this one does. The overall really cool device to have, and I'm excited to open it with you guys. So you guys can see here, Anbernic is very good at, I think their boxes are like nice, sleek, and clean. It actually reminds me of a little bit of the kind of the Apple boxes where it's just all white with black lettering, right? But you can see right here, we have the model number RG40XX with the Anbernic logo here, kind of like a nice shiny silver outline for the device on the picture. I don't have scissors with me, so I'm gonna use a guitar pick. Look at that, worked perfectly. So let's go ahead and let's open this. There we go. Looks like the cover plate for it, maybe. Oh no, this is just the styrofoam that they put it in. So we have this nice little styrofoam cover that they put on it to protect it. Look at this beauty. Look at it. It's actually really light, you guys. I'm actually surprised at how light it is. There's the Anbernic logo, RG40XX H. The analog sticks feel really good. The D-pad isn't very clacky, which is nice. Let's see if we can hear it. And you can't even hear it. You can't even hear it on the speaker. And these are a little bit noisy. The L2 and the R2 are also a little bit noisy, but that's okay. The clackities for the triggers, I'm okay with. I think that's actually good. They're supposed to be. Here's the little directions manual for it. I'll put all this stuff back in here for now. Close the box up nicely. You can see there's the power button, the volume buttons here. We have a reset button. We have the mini HDMI, which is really cool that these have this. It's unfortunate that they don't come with it, but honestly, those aren't too expensive, so I don't mind buying one of those. And then this is the power button, I assume. A nice big screen. You can see that the screen is about, if you're taking each side, about an inch bigger. Really sleek, man. Really nice and clean here. I do wish that this came with, you know, a screen protector, but all in all, that's fine. We have here the original SD card. Now, for those of you who have used Anbernic or any of these devices, honestly, you're probably best off, if you don't want to mod it, at the very least, copying this SD card to a SanDisk or something like that, a more sturdy SD card, because these things break within a few months. I'm going to be modding this. I think I'm going to try MUOS this time. I've put garlic on my other device, on this RG here. I've put garlic on this one and it works very well. I have the original SD card in here that's not being used, and then I put the modded SD card here. So again, if you're not modding it, I would still suggest buying an SD card and copying it over and using that one. But since I'm going to be modding it, I'm not going to need to even use this. But you can definitely use it to copy over the games that are already on it. Just copy it to this one or the new SD card and do that. I do like that this has an aux jack. That's pretty cool. I think this one has one out also, actually. Yeah, but that's really cool. But yeah, this charges with a USB-C, just like the other one. Let's go ahead and power it on if it will let me, and see what this screen looks like, because I'm very curious about that. Should get a power button here. There we go. A nice sleek Anbernic logo. And I think these analog sticks light up too. First boot, it takes a second. There we go. We can hear what it sounds like. And like I said, these light up. Now I wonder if the backlight brightness is there. LED settings. Okay, so you can turn it off. Multicolor rainbow. Can you change the colors? You can. There are the multicolor rainbow. What's a monochromatic rainbow? Whoa, that's too much, guys. Double joystick chasing light. That's pretty cool. I don't see anything for that one. Breathing light slow. So that's really cool. I mean, it has different kind of colors here. I wish we could pick a color, to be honest, but I'm not going to be picky about it. I like that I can turn it off because sometimes I like to play in bed when everybody's asleep, and you know, I don't want to blast everybody. Let's change the date here. Today's the 29th of 2024 of August, excuse me. You can change the lock screen settings here. Again, this one's not a touchscreen, just an FYI. So DS is still going to be a little bit crazy, but with a bigger screen, I think it'll be a lot easier than trying to do two screens on this little one here. Let's go see what kind of games they have. Here's an app center here. So this comes with music and video. So if you wanted to put an ebook too. So if you want to put music on here, you can. If you want to put a video on here, you could. I have my phone for that, but I think that's a cool feature. Sometimes I want to listen to music while I'm playing the game and still hearing the game sound, especially for Pokemon. So I tend to, yeah, that'd be cool. That's a cool feature. Let's look at the games here. So we got PSP, PS, we have NDS already on here, N64, which is really cool. Dreamcast, we got a NES, Game Boy Advance, Game Boy Color, Sega Genesis. This is Sega Genesis, excuse me. I forget what this one is. I think that's Sega Saturn. We got PCE, SFC, which is Super Nintendo. Here's the Sega Genesis. It even has the little Pokemon mini pocket thing. So a lot of stuff on here. That's really cool. So if I go here, let's see if we can run a PSP game. We have Castlevania on here. God of War, Chains of Olympus, Metal Slug. So a lot of really cool stuff already comes with this. Let's see if we do not have the Pokemon games on here, which is fine. I have them. I can add them. Really cool about these devices is you can, if you have an SD card reader, you can just eject this SD card, putting into an SD card reader, either like one of these, like you see here. You will need another adapter for that, or I would like to buy one of these. It's USB-C or regular USB, and you just put it in there and put it in your computer, and you're off to the races. So, but I want to see. Let's do this. Let's go to a Game Boy Advance, one of my favorites of all time consoles, that I still actually have one. Let's see if we have a Pokemon game on here. Emerald, one of my favorite games of all time. So let's see what that looks like. It's loading up. All right, so there's a RetroArch menu. For those of you who don't know, RetroArch is the emulator that these things use. RetroArch is an all-encompassing emulator. So what it does is it's an application that you can load a bunch of different cores. So a GBA emulator, right? GBA-EMU. You can run Drastic DS. All of these emulators go into this kind of depository that is run through RetroArch. So that's what these use. I'm not going to get into that. If you hold down this menu button, a lot of these keys will do different things. I can pull up here for this particular one what that would be. Right? So there's a fast forward. This is save, and there's some other cool stuff here. But for the sake of this video, let's just get into a little bit of Emerald so you can kind of see that it runs smoothly. The music of my childhood. Welcome to the world of Pokemon. My name is Birch, and everyone calls me the Pokemon Professor. This is what we call Pokemon. All right, let me pause the recording and we'll get into a little bit of actual gameplay instead of having to read all this. So give me a second here. Okay, so we're here now. Oh, the Little Root Town. Guys, you don't understand how much nostalgia this sound brings me right now. We're here. It must be tiring riding with our things in the moving truck. This Little Root Town. How do you like it? This is our new home. I mean, you guys can see how clear the graphics look on this thing. And just to let you know, there is an overlay. RetroArch adds the overlay. You can see this Game Boy Advance here in the Nintendo. And it adds kind of the crosshash overlay for Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance. You can turn that off if you don't like it. I think it gives a little bit of a nostalgia look to it, but I think it's really cool. But yeah, we're playing Emerald here. Now this game, like I said, this game is not really picking up the analog stick. You have to be fully one way or the other for it to use. So you might be better off using the D-pad. But yeah, this plays this really well. But yeah, let's go ahead and pick out a different emulator. Make me want to play Emerald again. Do N64 because, oh, they have Mission Impossible on here. No way. Really cool, guys. I'm a huge fan of Mission Impossible for the N64. I want to find one that's like kind of going to show how well it plays, more graphics intensive. Here, let's do the PSP. We'll do Vice City Stories. Let's go. See how this looks. Speaker on this thing is actually really good. I'm not going to lie. Okay, so this is not using RetroArch. This is actually using PPSSPP, I think it's called. Too many PPs. Which is specifically a PSP emulator, which I've used before. I don't believe this is going to have fast forward or anything like that. But really cool that this is the best PSP emulator. So get to the gameplay here so we can see how good this looks. We're getting a frame skip, right? Maybe change the upscale type to bicubic and see if that works. We have that on 16x. I'd say change that to 4 times. Texture filtering. All right, let's see how it goes now. Here we go. Here's some gameplay. There you go. I can run around. Looks pretty good. I mean, I'm not getting any frame. I'm getting a little bit of frame drop with the PSP. A lot of these emulators do take, unfortunately, settings changes to get working correctly for your device. But out of the box, to have this ready to go, not have to install any emulators, to have these games already in here, really, really cool, in my opinion. Really awesome that this is on here. Again, I've never used this one yet, but I'm excited to. I'm going to put MUOS on there, which is a secondary OS for this. And I'll probably do a video for that at another day, but I'm excited, like I said, to kind of start using this. Really exciting. But anyways, if you guys like this video, make sure you like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. I'm going to do a lot more of these type of videos where I kind of talk about my little bit of obsessions with gaming. Hope you enjoyed that. If you have any questions about these devices, let me know, and I can hopefully answer your questions. All the information is out there on Google, on Reddit, but please make sure to ask me any questions you might have. Let's get gaming.